Good morning, Ventura. I'm Hilda Solis, Chair of the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, and I'm delighted to join you all today at your 50th Annual Ventura County Economic Development Association Business Outlook Conference. And I would like to thank the Ventura County Economic Development Association for hosting this event and all of our attendees for joining us today to discuss the economic recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic and the future of work. As leaders in your community and industry, constituents will look to you for guidance as our economy works towards recovery over the coming years. The COVID-19 pandemic brought unprecedented challenges to our region. That truth has never been more apparent, and we're tasked with challenges that have been unlike anything we could have ever imagined. And we're seeing more cases and hospitalizations than ever before. And every minute in LA County, 10 people test positive for COVID. And every 8 minutes in LA County, one person is dying from COVID-19. And over 7,900 people are hospitalized from COVID-19 alone. And we're about to hit the 1 million COVID-19 cases, and we have almost 13,000 tragic deaths. Most cases are among communities of color who are essential workers, from our garment workers to those who work in our meatpacking industry and our restaurant industry. In addition, the direct health implications of this pandemic, COVID-19 has transformed how Southern Californians live, work, consume, socialize, and learn. The economic hardship of the pandemic has also been devastating. Millions of Americans are out of work, and communities of color are the hardest hit. And millions more are essential workers who are putting their lives at risk every single day with little protections. In 2020, the United States unemployment rate soared to almost 15% in some months. That is 50% higher than the unemployment rate we saw in 2009 when I was Labor Secretary during the Great Recession. At one point, the county is seeing over 2,700 unemployment claims each week. This pandemic has truly destroyed the lives of our workers and our small business community. Closing businesses to respond to a surge, followed by opening business back up only to close them again, I have to say that these decisions were tough calls, and we did not make them lightly. And I recognize the immense toll that this has taken on our local businesses and customers. This pandemic also exposed the socioeconomic inequalities that exist in our system. Communities like the ones I represent have been devastated. Latinx residents have a hospitalization rate of 80 hospitalizations per 100,000 people, a 627% increase since early November, and 3 times the rate of white residents. The number of African American residents in hospitals is also increasing to 57 hospitalizations per 100,000 people, a 714% increase since early November, and more than double that of white residents who currently have a rate of 26 hospitalizations per 100,000 people. The pandemic worsened the deep disparities that have been entrenched in our region for too long, and it reaffirmed that we can't go back to the status quo. But with tragedy, I believe opportunity also comes. We have to undo the damage that was done by the pandemic and address our structural inequities to ensure that Southern California remains the best place to start and own a business. Today, we can see a light at the end of the tunnel as we roll out the vaccine. We've administered over 238,000 vaccine doses to frontline healthcare workers and staff and residents of long-term care facilities. But we have a long way to go until widespread vaccination becomes available. The pandemic and ensuing economic fallout is far from over. Containment measures and stay-at-home orders are still needed across the region to manage the spread of the virus. These measures have come as a large short-term economic loss for our businesses, especially minority-owned small businesses. The situation is already beyond our imagination, but it could become beyond comprehension in the long term if the deadly virus continues to spread and plague the economic vitality of our communities. In response, for the last 10 months, Los Angeles County has been hard at work delivering relief to as many businesses as possible. We received $1.08 billion in federal CARES Act funding last year. The direct aid, although didn't go far enough and was helpful. The funding we received went to creating and maintaining jobs in the community rather than backfilling the county's loss in revenue. And I know those here today know as well as anyone the impact of direct aid and how stimulative it is. There is a multiplying effect of direct aid. Academic studies support this, as does our experience here in LA County. We're making $100 million available to micro entrepreneurs and small and very small businesses and nonprofits to support operations and their payroll. In our last rounds of awards, we were able to provide $14 million to over 1,000 applicants to keep businesses open. Our Keep LA County Dining program is awarding $30,000 to over 150 small restaurants impacted by COVID-19. Through our Employer Assistance Grant Program, we distributed $46 million to more than 1,400 community-based businesses. And we also recommitted to our youth by investing an additional $20 million in our youth workforce training programs from funding available in our county. Although we were stretched thin, I directed the county to move forward with this allocation because I know these are the programs that work in hard economic times. But even with these relief programs in place, our families, as you know, are still struggling. Moving forward, in addition to financial relief programs which have kept businesses afloat and averted business closures, local cities will need to look to long-term strategies, including the expansion of job training programs and leveraging public-private partnerships to spur economic growth in our region. Most recently, in partnership with my office, our Workforce Development, Aging and Community Service Department, Jobs to Move America, the Miguel Contreras Foundation, Citrus Collis, and Proterra have launched an innovative training program that prepares workers for employment opportunities in advanced green manufacturing jobs. This advanced green manufacturing training program equips entry-level workers with the necessary knowledge to manufacture transportation vehicles for the future and prepare them to enter employment at a larger green technology job market. These skills and credentials that serve our workforce and our community for years to come. We must continue to work building an economy that produces not only fair and livable wages, but jobs that lead to families sustaining their families and moving our region to a brighter future. We not only need to recover what was lost, but to improve upon it. Our new economy will need to be stronger, and it has to be more resilient than ever. And I hope today's discussion that you have will shed some light on strategies to help our economy recover, and I look forward to engaging further with all of you. Thank you very much.